Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to use a website to help us create our puzzle cube pieces. So I click on the link from the Canvas page and that brings me into the website. We have this environment here with all these dots on it, and if you kind of look at the orientation of those dots you're going to see it's a lot like your isometric paper. You got a series of tools across the top. I'm going to use this one to lay out my blocks, and I will choose the color of my blocks. I'm going to start with red. I'm going to just pick some basic colors, and I'm just going to pick somewhere in this environment and drop a red cube. You guys, according to your instructions, need to create a 3x3x3 cube made up of 5 different colored parts. So I'm just gonna pop a few of these cubes, these red cubes, down, and I'm gonna rotate it so we can see it. So there is a puzzle cube part that's gonna be made into my block. So that's gonna be my red pieces. I'm gonna go back up here to my create block, and I'm gonna pick blue. I'm going to drop blue in here, and I'm just going to click away. And as I'm doing this, I'm trying to stay within that 3x3x3 area. And if you notice, when I had this thing oriented like so, it looked like those blue ones were connected together like this. Looks like those things are all connected together, but when I went to my rotate, so I suggest you rotate all the time to kind of double check, I can see that they're not connected, so those things are separated. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this arrow tool, and I'm going to click on those 2 cubes, and now what I can do is I can move those pieces around in the environment until they stick together. So there they are, stuck together to the other pieces. I'm going to go up one. So in my z-axis, I'm going to actually click on my puzzle. Those 2 are still, you can see the black line around them are still selected. I'm going to go up. I want them to be that shape right there. Yeah, I don't want to use less than 4, and I don't want to use more than 6 puzzle cubes or blocks to make up a puzzle cube part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the red ones I had were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to pick another color. So I'm going to go back up here, pick yellow, and I'm going to start filling in. There's 4. I'll rotate that around a little bit, and you can also rotate it through the axis using these little drag things. I'm going to go back into my create. I'm just going to stay on yellow, and I'm going to drop one right there in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to pick a different color. Purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go to orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to rotate this around. And then I got just 3 more blocks there left, so I'm going to pick green, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, but that's kind of a boring, that doesn't satisfy my orientation of having at least 4, so I need to choose one of these neighboring blocks. I'm going to take that red one away, so I'm going to use that eraser tool. I'm going to click that red one so it goes away, and I'm going to take my green block and pop it into that location. So there is my puzzle cube that I'm going to build. or at least one of the options that I'm gonna try. So where we go from here is I can see every one of those pieces except for one, and that's the one right in the middle. And I can't remember what I used in the middle, so I'm going to take a peek. So I'm going to remove this purple one just so I can peek in there. I'm going to remove that purple one, and I see that it's yellow. It's a yellow block inside of there, and I'm going to make a note of that so I can write it down to make sure I remember that it's a yellow block in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to go put that purple one back in position. There we go. So now I have my part. Next thing that I'm going to do is I want to print this. So I'm going to go to Inspect, and you see the little print icon there. The first one I'm going to do is exactly like this. I look at this as being the top, front, and right side, and I'm just going to click on Print. And when I do that, it's going to have me pick a name. So I'm going to call this Puzzle 1 top, front, right. You're gonna see that we're gonna create two of these puzzles. So I'm gonna call this Puzzle 1 and then top, front, right. I'm gonna click OK. All right, that brings up a PDF down here at the bottom of the screen. So if I click on that, it opens up a sheet, and this will be documentation of my top, front, right view, and it's ready to send to the printer. There's the name right there. So I would just go up here to Print and choose the printer to print that off. Going back to the website, I want to be able to see what the other side looks like as well. So I'm not quite sure why, but I have the ability to enter information in for the X, information in for the Y, but nothing in for the Z. So I'm going to give you two numbers here. I want you to put in 305 for the X, and then down here for the Y, I'm going to have you enter 40 and hit enter for that one. And then take your Z axis, and I want you just to drag this around until the Z is standing straight up and down. Okay, so that gives us a peek at the bottom. So this is exactly where I want you to be. So enter 305, 40, and then just drag that Z-axis slowly until this Z-axis is as close to straight up and down as you can make it. All right, as soon as you have that, hit print again. This time it's going to still be Puzzle 1, but this time it's going to be your bottom back left. So bottom, back, and left, and click OK. All right, so now you'll have this one to print off. That's going to be your Puzzle Cube 1. Once you get done with both of those and have those printed off in color, those will be a map for you to be able to build your block from. I want you to design another one. Try to consider making your puzzle pieces interlock with one another to make it a little bit more difficult for the person trying to make the puzzle or solve the puzzle. And that's it.